button.
Of course you would hit the picture button.
Wow, what another week. Crazy.
Kind of boring, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of feel bad for Oklahoma State, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of got ripped off pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the officials got suspended, though.
They did?
Yeah.
Did they really get suspended for
They,
that?
they came back after the game and said we shouldn't have called it like that. And then I think they were American Conference officials.
Yeah.
That makes
They
sense.
the conference suspended them for making the call.
Well, I mean, they went completely against the rule book. I mean, they weren't in possession of the ball. Central Michigan didn't have possession of the ball. They shouldn't have been allowed an untimed down.
Well, pass the pass. Can't change it. They won the game.
Well, they said they might overturn it.
Nah, they ain't gonna overturn it. No, they would have already done it.
Heck, the one thing is, Oklahoma State shouldn't even allow a Hail Mary like that in a lateral bag.
They shouldn't even call that. I mean, if they wanted to run out the clock, they probably could have even ran it because I think it was like 4th and 1. It wasn't like real far, and they would
They
have had a
could've
first
just-
down.
they
They
could've
could
just
have
coached.
ran the clock.
The coach, there's no on record saying he asked
Yeah, I
the
mean-
official if he could do that, and the official told him yeah.
Then why would they call it?
And then they called it. I mean, it's not the first time a coach has called a play like that.
Yeah, I mean Alabama's done it before.
You just throw it as far as you can, throw it out of bounds where it can't get picked off.
Yeah.
Game's over.
Well, I mean,
Pretty easy week last week. Not
Yeah.
too many big games.
This week's a completely different story.
it's looking a lot like
This is finally what we've been waiting on.
it's looking a lot like week 1.
After 2 weeks, Bradley's managed to catch back up with me.
I'm
We're
still,
both tied with a 45-9 record.
I'm still behind.
Bailey's still bringing up the rear, 43-11. So still pretty close though.
Yeah.
Still can go either way.
I have to get some luck this week.
We all probably going to disagree on a lot of different things this week. I got a few that I know these guys ain't even going to think about.
I don't know about that.
So, let's get started.
Alright, so I want to save the first 3 for last.
Alright.
Okay.
I want to save the first 3 for last.
Well, we could go ahead and say the first one. I mean, I'm pretty sure we already know who's going with who on the
Unless
very first one.
he goes with you know who.
Yeah, 'cause that's what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
I mean, we
We don't know what to
Alright,
expect.
we already know
from
who we're
sometimes.
picking.
Alright, so we'll do with the first one, and then we're gonna skip
We'll go with
number
no-
2 and number 3 for
Yeah.
the end. Number 1, as always, Alabama. They're
Roll Tide.
playing at Ole Miss, trying to stop this losing streak against Ole Miss. Ole Miss's offense looked pretty decent against Florida State to begin with, and then completely shut down in the second half. Defense completely the same, looked okay to begin with, and then shut down in the second half. And last week against Wofford, can't really tell. Wofford's not an above average team to say. Chad Kelly, been known to give Alabama's defense fits. I think Alabama's defense is better this year than what it was last year.
Okay. Can I say something real quick?
Go for it.
Chad Kelly really didn't give us a whole lot of fits. Think about it. One play that bounced off a player's helmet that bounced into his receiver. The other big play they had was actually illegal because they had offensive linemen downfield. So you take them 2 plays away, Chad Kelly done nothing, really and truthfully. So, but either way, I think Alabama wins the game. Like you said, I think the defense is better. I think Alabama's defense is going to be better than anything Florida State gave them. I think Alabama wins this game by at least a touchdown or more.
I think we win this game, but this game's going to be close depending on how we produce
Oh,
points
yeah.
on offense.
It will be close, but I still say we win by a
POP.
touchdown.
If they can produce, if they can do the POP.
I think Alabama's going to win. It's going to be a close game, like it's been the past couple of years.
Good turnovers. Turnovers are going to be the big difference. In the game.
Alabama's got to figure out something
Turnovers.
about the running game.
And touchdowns.
Oh yeah.
The running game was non-existent against Western Kentucky.
Well, I mean, they were
Yeah.
loading 9, 10 guys in the box to stop them.
Still, Alabama's offensive line should have been able to manhandle Western Kentucky's defensive line. We've seen Alabama run the ball on defenses much tougher over the years. Alabama likes to run a balanced offense, get play action passes deep down the field.
And
Can't do that if you don't have a running game.
and
Yeah.
even Saban said, you know, we think we had a good game against USC. You take two big plays away, two big running plays, our running backs don't do nothing in that game. I mean, we just didn't play. We ain't been able to run the ball this year. We got to find a dynamic back that's going to carry the load for us if we ever need him, if we absolutely have to have him. But regardless, I think
Well,
we can all
Scarface-
agree we'll win the game.
We all know Spartanburg's going to be in the end zone.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna skip the next two, say those for last, just because they're really interesting and I want to give them the time that they're needed.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4, you got Michigan taking on Colorado. Michigan's played lackluster teams, but they
Load 'em
look
out.
good.
They
Yep.
do look pretty good.
I think Jim Harbaugh's got it figured out in Michigan. I think Michigan's a playoff team.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, I think they're a
later on in the
playoff
year.
team, but they haven't really proven themselves. But I'm going Michigan.
I mean, Michigan will win the game. We're fixing to see the true Michigan team here in a week or two.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan's gonna win, probably blow out again. One of those games, if you haven't taken a nap all day, you can watch the first half and then take a nap.
Honestly, we thought the same thing about another team we're supposed to talk about here in a little bit, but it ended up being a 6-point game. So,
Yeah.
I
in
don't
fact, I think that's who we talk about next.
Yeah.
So let's go right into it.
You got Clemson taking on South Carolina State.
Oh,
Clemson
man.
having a lot of hype coming into the year after their national championship contention last year. They haven't looked good. They were troubled against Auburn. They were troubled last week against Troy. What about that punt return when the dude was celebrated before he crossed the goal line and fumbled? What happened there? I mean,
That was pretty bad.
if you're gonna celebrate, wait till you're 20 yards until the end zone.
We'll have to fix that here in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Taking
they
on
start
South
anyways.
Carolina State, I know absolutely nothing about South Carolina State. I'm not even gonna lie.
Clemson's going to win the game, but I ain't
I'm
going
gonna
to
say
say
this
it's going to be a
game's gonna be-
blowout.
this game's
I
gonna be
ain't
close.
saying it's a
This
blowout.
game's going to be close. Unless they find a way to actually make it a blowout.
I'll take Clemson as well. But a blind date, I don't even know what's gonna happen.
Well, you got an idea.
Playing on Friday nights, one of the only Friday night games this week. You got Houston at Cincinnati.
We're watching that game.
Houston at Cincinnati.
At Cincinnati.
Houston's
At
quarterback-
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Houston's quarterback didn't play last game, which he didn't really have to. They took on Lamar.
What was the score? Like a
It was like
42-0?
49 to nothing, 45 to nothing, something like that. And they had a weather delay
yeah.
for like 2 hours.
No. Oh, I was.
So,
Hopefully, they don't have one Friday night.
they were just kind of getting him rested up after facing the Oklahoma team. So he's gonna be good to go.
Houston will win the game, but at Cincinnati, I think Cincinnati can give them fits, can give them a hard time.
Well, they played at Oklahoma.
They didn't play out of Oklahoma.
No, they
Oh no,
played-
they
they
played at
played
neutral
in-
side. Never mind, I forgot they
They
played
played
at
at
neutral side of Houston.
and Houston.
My bad.
But regardless, they showed that they could beat a top 3 team.
When they was top 3.
Well, they was top 3, but anyway, they showed that they could beat a team that was pretty good. So I think they will win the game.
What are they ranked 6? That surprises me. I think they should be ranked over Clemson.
I do too.
I
Vessel.
think Houston. I think their quarterback has a great game.
Oh, I think Houston's probably about to destroy
I think they
Cincinnati.
won by 2 touchdowns. Cincinnati's going to put up a fight.
I'm
in the
going at
first
least
half,
double-digit leads.
But Houston's going to run away
Yeah.
with it in the second half.
At least double-digit lead. Can't speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dang. This
Number
next
7,
one,
coming off their bye week, you got Stanford
rested up Stanford.
taking on USC,
You probably know who he's going to pick.
who
You don't like
has an
Stanford.
offensive lineman that's been suspended for the week due to him punching an official.
Yay.
That's a completely different story, though. They're playing at Stanford. To be completely honest here, I think Stanford runs away with this. We've seen what USC's defense looked like. It looked like crap against Alabama.
Heck, if we had a faster halfback,
From the
yeah,
second
two
quarter,
touchdowns.
on, they looked crap.
Well, I
First
mean,
half,
they
the
didn't-
first part of the game they played was pretty good.
Yeah,
It
but
depends
I'll
where
give-
you look at the first
I'll
half.
give credit. I won't give as much credit to USC's defense because Alabama still didn't really know what they wanted to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They were juggling back and forth between Barnett and Hurts, and then finally they just let Hurts go with it, and that's when they started clicking.
I think Stanford wins the game,
Christian McCaffrey.
but
going to win this one.
But for some reason or another, I feel like it's going to be a closer game than the experts think. I think it's going to be close throughout most of the game. Now, I think in the fourth quarter, Stanford will pull away maybe by 2 touchdowns, but that's as far as it goes. I don't think they win by more than 2 touchdowns.
To be honest, I don't think they get 2 touchdowns. I think it might be 10 points.
I think it's going to be good. I think
I
USC's going to play them a lot better because, let's be honest, Stanford's good, but USC faced a completely different animal when they faced Alabama than they did when what they'll face against Stanford. I think they'll see Stanford is not as
We talked
big
about USC's
and as
defense.
strong as Alabama
We
was.
talked about USC's defense. What about Stanford's defense? Will they be able to handle USC?
I mean,
Fuck
Kansas
Alabama.
State,
Can't handle what? Exactly. USC has no offense.
They had 2 big plays against us, got field goals. I don't know about that. We'll see how Stanford's defense will be able to do.
I
to
think
USC.
Kansas State has a much better offense than USC.
well, we'll see, but I think it will be a close game. I think USC won't have as big of a problem moving the ball as they did. I mean, let's face it, not many offenses this year is going to be able to move the football against Alabama's defense.
Heck, we only gave
but-
up 1 touchdown so far.
And that wasn't even
Yeah.
our starters
And the starters wasn't even out there. They only had drive left, 20 yards, if that.
because of a stupid fumble call that Lane Kiffin called. But I don't even want to go there. Let's get away from that.
Alright.
I don't believe
Number
it.
8, Washington's taking on some team. I don't even know the team name. I can't
Washington.
find it.
Let's just
Washington.
Washington.
Washington. Wisconsin taking on Georgia State.
Georgia State.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's gonna
I
win
mean,
this
that's not even worth talking about.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
So,
I'm thinking from different teams.
Come,
My bad.
at number 10, I want to go back to the 2 games we skipped real quick before we round out the top 10. Number 2, Florida State taking on number 10, Louisville. It's at Louisville. And if you watch the first 2 weeks of this videos, well, if you watch the second week, because the first week still hasn't been uploaded yet,
Gosh, Joseph.
it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
But
that's what you keep
I'm
calling
a
it.
huge fan of this Louisville quarterback. This Louisville quarterback has done nothing but great. He's still yet to play a full game because he does so great in the first half. Then again, I'm also a big fan of Florida State's freshman quarterback.
They both are talented enough to win the
If
game.
you like offense, you're gonna love this game.
See, my thing is though, I don't think. See, you said he ain't able to. He hasn't played a whole game yet. This is a game where he's gonna have to play the whole game. So how will we do all 4 quarters?
These offenses are gonna go toe to toe, score for score. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams put up 40 or 50 points, just like the Iron Bowl when Blake Sims was the quarterback.
Oh man, who by the way is now with the Falcons? But anyway,
Yeah, that's a different
had to
story.
throw that in there.
He's a halfback.
This is going to be an
Still no.
offensive war. It's an 11 a.m. kickoff.
So
I'm
who?
gonna wake up super early that morning, have me some food
No, it's
going.
not.
This is going to be a great game.
So who you got?
He's taking his Louisville. I can already tell. He's
I got
20.
to stick with Louisville.
He's
Woo!
20.
I got to take Louisville.
Oh, so you going with the upset?
This game, if Louisville's quarterback can come in, control this game, and not turn the ball over, and continue to have a big game like he's had the first 2 games, Louisville's quarterback is going to be the front runner for the Heisman.
You want to go ahead?
Whoa!
Okay. Joseph, let me ask you a question. We already pretty much could tell what Bailey picked. All right, the quarterback's great, but how about the running back? How's it the running back?
The offense is, I think, it's one of the best offenses in the
But
See,
but
look. To me, Louisville. I've seen what they played. I've seen what Florida State's played. Florida State played a pretty good Old Miss team. And
okay.
they shut them out.
Let me
Lights out.
Let me make my point here. If Florida State's defense does something with Louisville's quarterback, do they have a running back that's capable enough to run the game if he has to? That's what I'm asking you.
Florida State's defense, so they didn't be capable to contain this.
They did Ole Miss in the second half.
Okay, but how many defense just contained Johnny Manziel? How many defense could contain Tim Tebow?
Well,
You got these dual threat quarterbacks. You
the
can try
reason
to
I'm
contain
asking
them.
you, though, if Florida State's defense can stop them, I don't know if Louisville's offense is going to be able to move the ball. On the opposite side, you got Dalvin Cook, who has proven in his career where if they can stop the quarterback, they can just pound it with Dalvin Cook. So, in the words of Bailey, Florida State has way more weapons, I believe, than Louisville does. Because Louisville, all I've seen of Louisville is the quarterback.
Well, it's gonna be interesting.
We called him to pick Louisville. We knew.
We
it.
talked
No,
about
we-
this earlier today,
It's
so.
gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Alright.
It's a Louisville.
Alright, and then we're gonna go ahead and get number 3 out the way.
Alright.
Number 3 got Ohio State at number 14, Oklahoma.
I'm telling you, this one's
Oklahoma
torn
got
in
the
half.
got the loss to Houston. Houston. Ohio State's blowed out everybody. They started off slow, then still put up 60 points. I think you go with coaching on this one. I think Urban Meyer is going to have his team ready to play. I think Ohio State wins this game. As much as I want Oklahoma to win because I want Houston to look stronger, Ohio State's going to pull this one out.
Who you got?
It's going to set up an interesting Ohio State-Michigan matchup in a couple of weeks.
Who you
Okay.
got?
So we've all agreed, in a way, that if Houston goes undefeated, right,
Yeah.
they should be in the playoff.
Yep.
The only way Houston makes it in the playoff, I believe, even if they're undefeated, is if Oklahoma continues to do well. If they do well and continue to be in the top 10, top 25, and prove that they're a good football team. And in order to do that, they had to go by, Ohio State. And where's the game at again?
Houston is.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Well, no,
It's-
Houston.
Is that Oklahoma?
Yep.
Whoo! I'm going with Oklahoma on this one. I think for Houston's sake, for me, because I want Houston to make it to the playoff, I want Oklahoma to win this football game.
Well, to be honest with y'all, I've seen what Houston's played. Ohio State hasn't played that many good teams as Houston. Even
As
though
Oklahoma, you
Oklahoma
mean?
lost, they only lost by
10 points.
10 points. Well, I'm talking about Oklahoma faced Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I meant, though.
Yeah.
They only lost by 10 points. And that's not like that game was just run away a whole lot. I'm going to go with Oklahoma.
Woo!
Because I just believe Oklahoma can do it.
Now you do realize if he gets both of these games wrong,
Oh, yeah, we're
if he
crapped.
gets them right, we're crapped. But
Yeah.
anyway, I just don't. Ugh.
I have to go with
I
Oklahoma.
stand by my picks.
I'm not going because I want Houston. Think Houston go in the playoffs. I would honestly believe Oklahoma will beat Ohio State.
Yeah. Either way, it's gonna be a
Because
good
if
game.
I don't believe it, I would win Ohio State. I probably would have won Ohio State to begin out the year, but
Yeah.
they have a slow start to begin it out, and that's what worries me. Because a slow start in the game can take you out of the game.
I'll tell you this: if Oklahoma pulls this upset off and wins, they're back in the playoff talk. I believe.
I don't
I
know.
think it's too early to say that with them being
Yeah.
a one-loss team.
Yeah, they're still one.
They'll be
Still
at least talked about. You know, there'll be a bunch of hype go back in the Oklahoma.
I think they jumped.
Whereas
up some.
against Houston, they lost it. They lost it when they lost to Houston. I think that hype will start to come back a little bit, little by little, if they beat Ohio State.
Unless Houston loses
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
If
someone
Houston,
in an American conference.
yeah.
yeah. He
All right.
can't lose.
That runs at the top 10. Number 11, you got Texas taking on Cal at Cal.
Texas.
Texas will win.
Texas. No discussion. No discussion needed.
This one's good though. We'll go with this one.
Number 12, you got Michigan State out South Bend taking on Notre Dame.
Or at Notre Dame.
At Notre Dame.
Well, I already know who I felt like I was gonna pick. At least I know where it's at.
I guess Michigan State is coming off the bye week, so they've been rested.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's quarterback, that Kaiser kid, he could be an NFL level quarterback. This is a tough one. I went back and forth on this one all week.
I know who I picked.
Me and you already discussed
Yeah,
who
we already
picked.
discussed who we picked. Now let's
We just want to see yours.
I want to see change six.
I just feel like Michigan State is still unproven to me. Like I've seen what
exactly what we said.
I've seen what Notre Dame can do. I've seen Notre Dame be able to put up points, but then again, we've only seen 2 games out of Texas. We still don't even know how good Texas is.
Yeah.
I've been going back and forth on
So
this
who
one.
you got?
I think Notre Dame pulls out the upset.
See, Notre Dame didn't get Texas for me, but I believe Notre Dame gets Michigan State for me here.
I think so too. That quarterback has grown to be the quarterback for Notre Dame. I think he is a great quarterback for them. He runs that system right. I think he ends up being.
It could just be the fact that the last time we seen Michigan State play a big game, they lost 38-0.
Well, heck, their open game, they barely won, and then they had a bye.
I mean,
week. So
and
we still have questions for them if they're good enough.
We know a little bit more about Notre Dame, so
They replaced Connor Cook at quarterback. Still don't know how that quarterback's going to play. I think Michigan State's on a down year this year. I don't think they're going to be like losing record down here. I think they'll still make it to a bowl game, but Notre Dame's going to take this game. I think it's going to be close though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Notre Dame having the home field advantage is going to help them.
Oh yeah.
Number 13, you got Iowa off their win against Iowa State taking on the perennial FCS powerhouse, North Dakota State.
Iowa.
You gonna take Iowa
Even though you went against them last week.
against the 3-time NCAA Division II champion?
I got Iowa.
Why wouldn't I? Iowa. He's going to go with North Dakota State.
I came close to picking North Dakota State. I really did. I'm gonna take Iowa. Just because
Ain't that the Hawkeyes? Yeah.
out of the last, what's it been? 16 games, Iowa's only lost 1.
Yeah.
The one loss was to Michigan State. Was it not?
Yeah, we all know how that turned out. It was close to Michigan State though. Came down to the final little bit. I think Iowa's gonna win. Not too much to discuss there. Number 14 we've already talked about. Number 15, bouncing back off their win at the Battle of Bristol is Tennessee, taking on Ohio.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's gonna win this game.
Tennessee.
Number 16 could be interesting. Yeah, Georgia at home. No, Georgia at Missouri. I'm sorry. Georgia taking on Missouri at Missouri. Georgia played a close game to Nichols. Missouri won.
Their game in a blowout fashion, wasn't it?
Yeah, they played like Eastern Michigan though. But then yeah, I can't really say that because Georgia played Nichols.
Yeah.
So,
They barely even beat.
who you got in this one, brother?
Know what I got? You might call me crazy, but I have a gut feeling Missouri pulls the upset.
Yeah, Missouri's gonna pull the upset.
Yep.
What you got, Bradley?
I'll do that. What would be a good day?
Here's my question. The question for me is which Georgia team shows up?
And which Missouri team shows
The
up?
one that played against North Carolina or the one that played against Nichols?
Well, they even played North Carolina, a pretty close one too.
Yeah,
But
but they
they-
played
they-
them a lot better.
Yeah, they did play- they
looked
did
a lot
play
better
better.
on offense.
Yeah, they played a lot
especially.
better. They did play a lot better. We can
And
admit
which
that.
quarterback starts for Georgia? That's the real question.
I think for his confidence down the road, I think you gotta stick with Jacob Eason.
Yeah.
If that's going to be the future of your program, you got to stick with them.
I think Missouri ends up winning the ball game. We already know who their quarterback. We know their quarterback. We saw what he done. I mean, of course, I know he played a little bitty team last week. I know that. They scored 61 points for the first time they scored 60 plus since 2012.
So, a lot of people were comparing him to Chase Daniel, who was the last great Missouri quarterback. I think Nick Chubb's gonna have a big game.
Yeah.
Well, last time you called a halfback having a big game, they lost. So we got this one, Bradley.
I think Nick Chubb. I think this is his breakout game.
Said that about Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Mr. Leonard Fournette.
but to my defense, we didn't know Wisconsin was gonna be that good.
We didn't know LSU was going to be that bad.
We didn't know LSU's offense was gonna be that terrible.
Thought there'd be somewhere close.
I'm gonna take Georgia in this game.
What surprised me?
I think Georgia bounces back, wins the game.
Yeah.
Number
40
17.
of them.
If we dude, if he gets all these right, we are crap.
Yeah, but if he gets them wrong, we're okay.
Yeah, almost back. Number 17, you got Texas A&M on the plains at Auburn. Auburn's
I know who he's
offense
picking.
finally done something productive, put up
Hey.
700 yards against Arkansas State, but it was still offensive production. That still builds confidence for these players. They faked a field goal, and I think their kicker might be their new running back.
What
It was
surprised
the
me?
first rushing touchdown I've seen for Auburn in a minute. No, I'll take that back. They did have a rushing touchdown against Arkansas State. Did you see that running back's run though? He
I didn't.
Yeah.
he started on one side of the field, went to the other side of the field, hurdled a player, and then dove into the end zone.
I didn't watch that game.
That's pretty neat.
I didn't even know what game that channel. I didn't even know what channel it came on. Anyways, though,
You
what
got
is
that.
this? A&M and Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
A&M.
Brothers gonna take the A&M.
Last time we gets to A&M, I lost.
What you got, Bradley?
Be honest with you, I think Auburn will struggle against.
No.
I think Auburn will struggle against A&M in a way. I think A&M struggles against Auburn's defense. I think their offense will struggle because Auburn's defense will play them pretty good. But we still ain't sure on the offense.
Going with.
Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and go with a safe pick here. I'm gonna go ahead and go Texas A&M over Auburn.
And he's probably going to go with Auburn.
No, actually, I'm going to go with Texas A&M.
Okay. well, this game was. I thought this game would have somebody disagree. I mean, this game's going to be close.
For me,
It really took me a
A&M
little bit.
For me, A&M is better off than
Yeah.
Auburn is at this moment in time.
Yeah.
They got Speed Noel back, who's going to be a great weapon for Trevor Knight to use.
Yeah.
I think A&M pulls out the win. I think it's going to be close, but I think A&M pulls out the win. Number 18 we already talked about. Number 19 we already talked about. Brings us to number 20. Both teams coming off wins. We got LSU versus Mississippi State.
Oh, do I really want to do this?
Mississippi State looked far better last week against South Carolina than they did on week 1. LSU made a change at quarterback and it worked out in their favor.
Is Leonard Fournette going to be playing?
Yeah, Les Miles came out and said that he's playing Saturday.
Gosh darn.
But he's not fully 100% either.
Well, their second string halfback did pretty decent
Yeah.
last game, anyways, didn't he? What do you have?
Yeah.
Like 20 for 158,
Something like that, yeah.
something like that.
But then again, look at the defense he played. That
Yeah.
was just Jacksonville State.
Look, that was a close game, so they made a change at quarterback. I don't know what you're talking about.
In case you didn't watch last
Didn't they
week,
have like
this
a punt
idiot
return
went
for
with
a touchdown?
Jacksonville State.
Didn't they get a punt return for a touchdown?
Who, LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was a punt return. I wasn't sure if it was punt return or kick return.
it was a punt return.
LSU win this game.
LSU.
I'll take LSU as well.
God, that
Well,
was tough.
somebody would have picked Mississippi.
I really had to think about it.
21, you got Baylor taking on Rice. At Rice.
Baylor.
Baylor's gonna win this game.
Baylor.
Number 22 could be interesting. You got Oregon taking on Nebraska.
I
At
haven't
Nebraska.
seen Nebraska play. Are they winning
At
this year?
Nebraska. They were 2-0.
Ain't Oregon 2-0?
Uh-huh.
I want to see what y'all pick first.
I'm going with the Ducks.
You're gonna take Oregon?
Yep.
To me, this is one of those.
Early season tests.
No, to me, it's one of those picks that can make you look really stupid. Like you can sit here and say Oregon's gonna blow out Nebraska. And
Oh, I ain't
Nebraska
saying
ends
they're
up
gonna
winning
blow
by
'em out.
56 points.
I ain't gonna say they blow them out. I'm just
I'm just saying there's so
win.
much unknown about this pick.
Oh yeah, for both of them really.
So who you got?
I'm gonna play it safe and take Oregon.
And he's picking Nebraska.
Alright. Let me remind y'all something. Last time Nebraska played a meaningful game at Nebraska, they pulled off the upset against Michigan State last year, who before the playoff game was their only loss. In saying that, Nebraska pulls the upset. I'm calling it Nebraska. Last time Oregon played a really good, a decent Big Ten football team, they got beat by Michigan State last year. Oregon loses this one.
Man, I haven't called an upset game yet.
Number 23, you can call this one. Number 23, you got Florida taking on North Texas.
No, who I'm picking. I'm not picking North Texas. I'm going Florida.
Florida gonna win that game. They ain't
Del
gonna
Rio's
win that
looking like a good quarterback.
No.
Now here's
Callaway.
here's the key thing. He's lost his star receiver Antonio Galloway. He will as of right now he's not playing in this game. But I think he got hurt.
Suspended.
North Texas.
He got hurt. It won't be a big factor. They'll win the game, but I don't
Give-
think
give
they'll
Steve
produce
Pur-
as
give-
many points.
Give Steve Spurrier some pads. Go get him to the wide receiver, and he's still outrun some of these North Texas defenders.
Florida will win the game, but I'm saying their offense won't look as sharp without Antonio Galloway out.
Jumping into the top 25 after their upset win against TCU, to Arkansas. They're taking on Texas State.
Arkansas
Texas
win.
State. I haven't. Well, you know what? Arkansas.
I got Arkansas too. I mean, if you haven't taken a nap, second half's available. Just go lay down.
Well, I know last time I said that about Arkansas, though, they turned around and only won 21-20 in their first game.
They let TCU come back. They should have beat TCU by more than what they did.
But they won the game. That's all that
That game
matters.
should have never went to overtime, but
It went to double overtime.